Hi ladies, good morning, happy Tuesday. Hope you guys are all doing really well. Welcome to my weekly Tuesday live where I talk about pretty much anything and everything related to dating, recovering from bad relationships, and finding real healthy love. So as usual, if you are watching live, please let me know. Please say hi in the comments. You can give me a heart, you can give me a like. And also, please let me know if you can see me and hear me clearly, because with Facebook has been acting up lately, and I don't know what is going on with the comments and with live and with Facebook. So yeah, if you can hear me, see me, please let me know. Let's see who we have here. Hi, Kelsey. Oh, awesome. Thank you so much. Glad you are tuning in. Okay. So, also, please always let me know if you are watching live or if you're watching the replay. I like to see who is watching and where you guys are watching from. Hi, Terry. Okay, awesome. So let's get into it. Today, I'm going to talk about the one thing, the most important thing that we need to shift in order to find and create a healthy relationship. Thank you, Kelsey, for letting me know. Perfect. Okay. Whew, I feel better. So, who here is excited about this live? Give me a heart, give me a like. Before I go into the one thing though, I want to make sure I just introduce myself in case anyone is new here, they haven't met me yet. So my name is Lindsay and I help amazing women release subconscious blocks so that they can find real love and create amazing, healthy relationships. Okay. All right, guys, what's the number one thing? Who's curious to hear? So the number one thing is choosing stability over excitement. And I'm going to say that again. The most important thing that we need to shift to create a healthy relationship is choosing stability over excitement. Now, when I say this, or when I have said this in the past, people are like, well, Lindsay, does that mean that I'm not going to have any excitement in my relationships? Does that mean my relationships are going to be boring? No, that is not what this means. So stay tuned all the way to the end of the video. I'm going to explain exactly what this means. This does not mean that you're not going to have any excitement in your relationship. What it does mean is you're going to shift from making excitement be the number one determining factor for you to decide if this is a healthy partner for you or not. So does this make sense here, what I'm saying so far? And if it's not making sense and if you want some clarity, please leave me a comment. I'm going to leave some space at the end for questions and comments. But at any point in this live, anytime I do any lives, if you guys have some questions, put them in the comments and I will answer them for you. So it just means that you're not going by only excitement and only trying to find the most intense chemistry with someone and have that be the main determining factor. Okay, my voice is bad today. Sorry, guys. I think with spring, my allergies act up and it makes my voice crackly sometimes. So, okay, Terry, thank you. This makes sense. Perfect. So I want to tell you guys a story. So back when I was in a relationship with someone who was highly narcissistic, but this was before I knew they were. We were off and on very frequently. And in those off times, I would immediately get back out there, go on the apps, go swiping, looking for people. This was not healthy. I would not recommend doing this, but this is what I did. This was when I just didn't know any better. So I would go on dates in the times that we were taking a break, and I would meet people. And they were very nice guys. Like, there was nothing wrong with them. But one of the reasons I kept going back to this narcissistic person was because I was comparing everyone to him in terms of how exciting he was. So I was going on these dates, and I'm like, man, I'm not feeling that much excitement. I'm not feeling that much chemistry. I'm not feeling that much stimulation. These guys must not be right for me. So let me know if you have experienced this too. If you've done this too. If you've turn down people because they seemed kind of boring compared to someone who was highly toxic. And maybe you didn't know it at the time, but they were super exciting, man. They were stimulating. There was never a boring moment in that relationship. So I kept going back to this narcissistic person because I honestly thought that this is what I was supposed to look for. Yeah, Terry says, yeah, you've gone through that too. So I'm not alone here. Yeah, and it was amazing because in my head I was like, wow, I really think that this must be the person for me because no one can compare to the level of excitement that this person brings to my life. Yeah, Melissa says, yeah, so many times. Exactly. And so I thought that this is just what love was supposed to be like. I thought that the right person for me would be the person who I felt most excited about, who stimulated me the most. And that's not what's actually true. Here's the thing though, this is what society teaches us, right? This is what the media teaches us, that romance is supposed to be like this amazing whirlwind of intensity, of passion, of chemistry. And, we want to be swept off our feet. But this is actually not what makes a healthy relationship. This is not what makes a relationship last. So let me know if you guys can relate to this. Like, who here was taught either directly or indirectly that love is supposed to be super passionate, super exciting, super stimulating, lots of adventures, going everywhere? That's what I learned from Hollywood, from watching movies, romantic comedies, romance movies. So let me know if you can relate to this. Give me a heart, give me a like, let me know in the comments. But what's really true here is excitement is actually a very poor indicator that a relationship is going to last long term and that it's going to be healthy. Excitement is an emotion. It comes and goes. It passes. If you ask people who've been married for many, many years, like we're talking 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 plus years, what has kept them together? They're not talking about excitement. They're not saying, oh, yeah, our relationship's so great because this person makes me feel so excited. They're so exciting. They're not saying that. They're saying, this person makes me feel safe. I feel secure with this person. They're my rock. They've been there for me. I feel loved. They are not talking about excitement. And, again, the reason is because excitement is short-lived. It's a transitory, temporary emotion. It's difficult to sustain it long-term. So if you're going into a relationship and the only thing that's really keeping you guys together is how exciting it is, it's not enough. It's not enough to sustain a long-term relationship. It's not a lot to go on. It really won't sustain you in the long term. But I get how much of a draw it can be, excitement, especially when a lot of our lives are kind of boring. And not to say that that's a bad thing, but when we have lives that may not be as exciting as we had hoped, someone can come in and be this amazing, exciting person, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. But very often these people can be highly toxic or be extremely narcissistic. So what's actually going on is a lot of times a high level of excitement in a relationship can actually be a red flag. It can actually be a sign of toxicity. They might be super exciting to you because they're stimulating your nervous system in all of the familiar ways. So this means if you've had a difficult childhood, if you've had trauma in your past, and then you meet someone who triggers all those wounds, it can be highly exciting, okay? It can be very stimulating to the nervous system, and that's not good. We don't want to look for that. It feels good in the moment, but it's not It's not how we want a relationship to be. We want a relationship to feel safe, to feel calm. Okay? So if someone is highly stimulating your nervous system, that could actually be a giant red flag, okay? Because often there's also some anxiety mixed in there too, right? So this person may be exciting, but they're also making you feel butterflies, making you feel anxious. And again, they could be triggering these very familiar pain points from your past, these familiar wounds. And I've talked about this before, and I'm probably going to talk about it again, but that's often what creates this soulmate phenomenon, this soulmate feeling, someone who's really exciting, who you feel super connected to, who you feel like you've known them your whole life, but it's really, this person is just stimulating the wounds that you've had from your past, and it makes this perfect fit. But it's not a healthy dynamic, and it's not a healthy relationship. So, questions so far. Is this making sense? We want to choose stability over excitement. And again, like I said in the beginning, does not mean that your relationship is going to be boring or there's going to be no excitement. That's not the case at all. But I want to point out here that if you are coming off of a highly toxic relationship where it's like a roller coaster, there's tons of ups and downs, getting into a healthy relationship may feel boring in the beginning. And that's I could do like a whole video on that, and I probably will do that at some point. But just know that it's normal in that transition to feel like safe is kind of boring. That will change as you go along and as you heal. But again, that's a whole other topic. So what we want to look for is stability, safety, comfort, okay? We want someone who makes us feel secure. And again, this does not mean boring. We don't want boring either. If someone is way too boring, that's not going to work out either. But we want someone who makes us feel secure. And this is definitely doable. Like sometimes people will say to me, well, like I had this really toxic relationship and it was so intense and so like the highs were so high and the lows were so low. And then they're only choosing people who are like, they swing to the other extreme. They're choosing people who are just like really, really boring. So you don't have to do that. There is a middle ground. There is a middle ground where you can be with someone who's pretty cool, who's fun, but who also makes you feel safe and secure. So I just wanted to put that out there. We want safety and security because really, let's be real here. Life is stressful enough. We don't need any more stress in our lives. What we need is a safe place to land, a secure place to come home to. Okay? So, again, it doesn't mean that we're not going to have any excitement, but we want to not have excitement be the main thing that we're looking for. Don't be like me. That's really what I'm saying here. Don't be like me. Don't go out there dating and be looking for the most exciting person, because very often that is not the person who's going to be the healthiest for you in a relationship. And, in a good relationship, there is going to be excitement, right? It doesn't mean that you're not going to have any excitement. It's going to be so boring. No. But you create that excitement together in the relationship. You go out and you have adventures together. That's exciting. You go try new things. That's also exciting. But you don't go looking for a really exciting person. Because let's be real. A lot of the people out there who are super exciting and super stimulating, they are narcissistic. Okay? And let me know if you agree with me here. From my experience, this is just what I've seen from being out there dating and hearing a lot of your stories too. These people who, again, are really exciting, they're often high on that narcissism spectrum. So I'm going to take a sip of my water here. Let me know if you guys can relate to that. So has this made sense, what I'm sharing here? Go into dating looking for someone who makes you feel safe and who makes you feel secure, but is also not too boring. There's plenty of people who are in that middle ground. Okay. So before I go on, do you guys have any questions so far? Feel free to bring me a dating scenario that you are struggling with. Maybe you're talking to someone and you're, I don't know if this is right. I don't know if he's into me or not. So feel free to bring that to me here. That's what these lives are for. I want you guys to have a place to ask me questions that I can answer directly one-on-one here. Sherry, okay, thank you. Awesome. I'm very glad that it makes sense. All right. So really, ladies, the main thing that keeps drawing us back to these exciting yet unsafe people is all of the subconscious stuff that we've been carrying around. Yeah, Maya is saying absolutely true. Narcissists are crazy and therefore attractive. Yeah, I'm laughing because it's true. There's something very attractive about these people. If you don't know them very well, if you don't know what narcissism is, if you have no idea what you're dealing with, it's like, wow, this is a really exciting person. Yeah, very often that's true. They're crazy. Thank you, Maya. So yeah, very often what gets us pulled into these relationships is our subconscious baggage, because on some level, there is also some familiarity, right? Because again, these exciting people are triggering our wounds, stuff that we've been carrying around from the past, and our brains are wired to go towards what is familiar. That's how our brains work. It's what's helped us survive, thousands and millions. Science is not my strong suit. I don't know how long we have been alive as humans. A long time. It's what's kept us surviving. Okay? So this isn't something that you're doing wrong. This is how our brains work. But we are wired to go towards what's familiar, because what's familiar is to our brains considered safe because it hasn't killed us yet. Okay? So the bar is very low here. We want to release all of this subconscious stuff so that we can go towards healthy people. So healthy partners feel familiar to us. This is how we break the cycle of bad relationships. Okay? So ladies, this is what I specialize in. I help women to release all of this subconscious stuff so that toxic people, narcissistic people, people who are highly stimulating but may also be very, very hurtful to us, so that you do not find them attractive anymore and you're not drawn to them in that way, okay? So again, this is what I specialize in. If you are interested in working with me, comment Real Love, or you can message me privately. But yeah, this is what I do. And so if you would like 2021 to be the year that you break this cycle of bad relationships and you're looking for someone to hold your hand through that dating process, this is what I do. I make sure, none of my clients are getting into bad relationships here, because we vet everybody that they're dating. We make sure that they're showing up the way they need to. They have the healthy behaviors that they need to. So I do not let anyone get into a bad relationship when they are working with me. So if you guys are interested, again, comment Real Love, send me a private message, and let me know here if you have any questions. I'm going to just leave a minute here for you guys to bring any questions or any issues before I sign off. And let me make sure I have said everything that I wanted to say. Yeah, again, so the TLDR here is look for safety and security and calmness in a relationship, not excitement. Yeah, Maya says, oh yeah, Lindsay, you released so many of my childhood traumas that caused me to fall for the crazy guys. Yes, it was a pleasure working with you, Maya. Absolutely. So yeah, things make more sense now. Okay. You're very, very welcome. Okay, guys, any more questions here? I think I've said it all. And really, I like to share my own personal stories because, I've been where you guys are. I have made all the mistakes. And I don't want you guys to have to make all the mistakes like I did. I want to be able to help you to avoid some of these mistakes and pitfalls. That's why I have created this group. That's why I do the work that I do with my clients, because I want you guys all to have an amazing relationship, because it completely changes your life. It's like night and day. Okay. Yeah, so again, like Maya says, looking for boring. There is a middle ground between the super exciting people and the boring people. Again, I do not want anyone to go for someone that they really find very, very boring and uninteresting. No, we don't need to do that. You just need someone who makes you feel safe and secure, but who you also find interesting, who's also fun. Very, very doable. They are out there. So you want that middle ground. All right, guys. Again, if you're interested in working with me, you can comment Real Love below or click on the link above or message me. And I don't see any more questions. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you're watching the replay and you have a question, feel free to type it in and I will go back and answer it there. All right, ladies. Talk to you soon. Have a great rest of your week.